So we just made it here to Luxury Coach in Marion, Ohio. A whole bunch of buses around. But we're here to work on this back here. Not the Flex. The Mc5 there. Check it out. It's a custom coach conversion. That bird just scared the shit out of me. That's a nice bay door. Custom. See if the door's open. Door is open. Standard custom coach hardware. Oh, I just walked through a spider web. I could have done without that. Kind of simple gauges and stuff for custom coach. Usually that's a little bit more complex up there. But pretty stock driver's area. You have the searchlight up there. It's probably yeah, so we got booth seating here. Oh, is this an executive coach as well? I don't think it's an RV. There's the bay door that's missing from the other side. Just the rubber hinges broke on it. Closet. Lots of drawers. Here's the galley. Microwave that's old. And always water damage in the galley because they put these vents in and they always end up leaking. Like every custom coach I've ever been in has that. This should be the shitter. Well, that's a low toilet. Half a toilet. Just to give you some scale, it's the height of my foot. Just a little shitter, so there's a little shower. But that's an executive. And another closet. Nice rear lounge, lots of seating. Oh, it's a nice bus. I like these executive buses. It'd be nice for a party bus or tour bus like that. It's gonna be fun. See how low it is to the ground. The two tires are sunk so far into the gravel there that again the body is maybe 3 inches off the ground. Oh, I gotta close the door. Anyways, lots of nice coaches everywhere. We did about 350 miles today to get here. We made it. Time for dinner. It's about 8 o'clock at night. MCI5, is it an A?
It's a Mc5a, yes sir.
5A. All right, and this is Lance's bus. This will be his third bus?
Third custom coach, yeah.
They're all 3 custom coaches here.
Yep.
You're snobby.
I'm snobby.
Lance is a loan mortgage guy.
Yep.
From Tennessee, but he can do mortgages everywhere, right?
Yep. All over the world. Thank you for the pitch.
Lance has the loan bus.
Yep.
Tell us about the loan bus.
On time, every time, like buses used to be. I started a mortgage company that had the pitch that if you were going to do a mortgage, it should be on time every time and be a heck of an experience. So I use my 61 custom coach for loan closings and things around the Nashville general area, philanthropy, fundraising, etc. And I picked up this guy helped me rescue the MC8, which was sitting right next to this last year. We rescued that, and I use it for some features as well. But thanks for checking that out.
Awesome.
Asking about it.
All right, let's open the engine compartment. I've not done it yet.
I've never seen it either. This is a first. I would say this is a sight unseen. Scott and I worked next to this bus last year, and it wasn't for sale. So we kind of glanced at it, and that was about it. So this is the first look for me too. So it's kind of got I was just talking about this, kind of got a cool contraption for opening this. It's either left or right, it looks like. And one of the hinges is off, so let's see what happens. If I shear my finger off.
It looks sharp.
Okay, so this has to lift out.
The excitement is building. Oh, it seemed like it moved. Yeah, push it in further, maybe.
All right, it's a two-way.
There we go. Oh, it's got an engine.
It will not open accidentally, I can promise you that.
More bus parts stuffed in the engine.
Stuffed in is right. Good gracious. One single air bath, oil bath.
Nope, there's 3.
Okay,
4.
they go deep. Oh, wow, they're in a.
Yeah, there's 4 of them up there.
Cool.
They do make a version of the MCI like that. It has one giant one, but you have the 4 individual
There'll
ones.
be a lot of room right there.
Yeah, this has the gentleman's oiler on it here. I don't think your other bus has that. So you fill that with oil, and then you can add your oil with the little thing there, so you don't get all dirty.
Oh, that's pretty cool. As you need to service.
Yeah. So we're gonna have power steering.
You might have wasps right here. Let's
yes,
see.
this could be wasps.
This door may open and drop quickly if they fly out.
Typical MCI belt of death.
Tight. So the story is, this bus was driven in with the MC8 that Scott and I wrenched on for 4 days last year, and I drove it 500 miles, and I've been driving it a lot since. This one was drove into and parked 10 years ago.
That's how long it's been here, 10 years.
And it was fully serviced. It wasn't abandoned or anything. This was, I don't want to get into the story of why it's here, but it was driven here and parked. So hopefully it's going to start and drive away.
All right, you want to open this door up over here?
This is like a Christmas. This is the unwrapping. So these go up.
Yep, there's a little tab at the bottom. It's such a little door.
Guess I'll be going in this one. What are these? Interesting. Okay. Oh, very nice. The rubber hinge breaks out hard. Okay, it's got some filters, newer looking filters. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to figure out. So that's some kind of auxiliary air conditioner. It looks electric though.
There's your Copeland. That's your custom coach Copeland split, front and rear.
That's what they look like.
Yep. They usually put them in a smaller box.
They're in a box
the evaporator.
usually. Yeah.
Yep. But it's right back here where the engine is, so there's plenty of flow. ironically being pulled in by the fans for the radiators are up and they down flush, so you've got a lot of air coming down and out.
Yeah.
These close in the winter for the manual for keep it warmer. But yeah, that's our Copeland system. That's about the easiest one I've ever seen to get at.
Yeah, I've never seen that kind of access to them before.
They're usually buried deep in a box with stuff on top of them. Good. No damage I can see.
That's actually on there.
Sensor.
That's part of it.
It's a sensor of some sort right here.
That's the tachometer drive.
Ooh, I got one of those. Rear start's all here. That's pretty cool. That's a good cool. So, well, they either leaked a lot or burned a lot.
Well, we actually have fluid in there. Let's check the engine oil. Do we have engine oil?
Roger that.
We have engine
And
oil.
it's rather light.
Yeah. It's above full, but that don't mean nothing.
All right. Something I've learned to check with you on a new rescue is rodent damage.
Yeah.
I'm looking good over here.
Yeah, the last bus we did here had all kinds of wires chewed through it.
Yes. So far, we're looking good. In fact, the last one had an animal living on top of the blower.
That's right.
Clean. No feces.
So this one doesn't have a sight glass.
My 8 didn't either. Huh. Ironically, so I saw a lot of them do right there.
Yeah.
Where's the drone? Look, this will tell us what's in it.
That goes back to the heater. That's not
Drain right here, though.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
my banker hands will be hurt. I'll need to get gloves and some sort of a tool before I touch such a sharp object.
It's easy to forget that
I need to put my edge guards all over my body too. Put little rubber guards all over myself. So
yeah, he has banker hands now, but Mr. Lance is you're retired military?
yeah,
F-16?
F-16 crew chief.
Yeah, so he's worked on stuff before.
We might actually have one. The guys from the 108th Fighter Wing come down tomorrow.
Oh.
He's actually a crew chief now in a B-25.
Oh, that's cool.
And he might come down and take a look.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get ready to start tearing into this thing. We're going to pull the valve covers off, turn the engine over by hand, check all the injectors, and we'll shoot some video of that when we do it, but this should be a fun project. We're getting ready to add air to the bus. We'll find out if it holds air and the suspension comes up. It's got air ride suspension. I hear air leaking. Now I hear more air leaking. I would check the wiper blades.
They took this.
Is that what's leaking?
Yeah. They took the ICC valve off of it.
The parking brake control.
Yep.
That's one thing about the last bus here too, because it sat here at a lot where they work on buses. They cannibalized a few parts here or there.
We can
get one.
Better we can put it together. I can.
Just hold your finger on that as long as you can for now. I want to see that needle move.
It's gonna be the last one to move because it fills the other 3 tanks first.
Need to see if we're building pressure out there. Hey, keep your finger on it.
That's weird.
But it is building pressure because it's releasing off your fingers. Is it getting hard to hold or no?
No.
About 50 psi. You'll be wishing you weren't doing that anymore. All right. Well, we will pause while we build air. That tank valve open. All right, well, we have the air suspension is up on the bus now. It's holding on its own. We've had the air supply turned off for about 10 minutes and it's still up, nothing's leaking down. And this bus, these have air beams, so the airbags, there's a whole chamber above the suspension where the airbags are that hold the air pressure. It's like a square, we'll call it a boxed in air tank, and that's where the airbags get their pressure for. These have not been plated. Usually those air beams rust out and then you gotta put a plate on top of the airbag and just fill the airbags individually. But we're easily 10 inches, maybe 9 inches off the ground right now. So we've got some clearance. We're gonna put some blocking on it. Never go underneath the bus with air suspension without the body blocked. But the fact that the suspension is holding its own right now, that's a really good sign. We still have some massive air leaks, something coming in the rear. I don't know what it is yet. We're gonna jack the bus up, get it up off the ground safely, get some more wood under the tires, and then block the body so it can't fall down and kill us, and then get under there and try and find out where that air leak's coming from. The PP1 valve is missing, so it maybe has something to do with the DD3's exhausting. I don't, it could be that. But I don't think so. I think it's something else, but it's something definitely in the rear end back here that's leaking real bad. But it's not suspension because it's suspension's holding its own. I'm actually shocked. He brought airbags because usually these are bad. He brought block off plates in case we needed to block one off. But the air beams seem real solid in here. That's very good. It's the most comfortable ride if you have it with the air beam. So where the airbag is there, that's basically a big air tank all the way up that where it comes up with the tube, and then it runs all the way over, and then it comes down to the other bag. Oh, you can't quite get to it, but it's back there. And the fronts are like that too. 90% of the time I see at least one of them plated, because they rust out. They're, you know, it's steel and you get moisture in the air. But you can see how much higher off the ground this is now. It comes up to my middle of my shin. So at least now we can get under it and get some jacks under it. Just again, make sure you block the body because if the airbag blows out, it's coming down hard. I had to dig a little bit of a hole just to be able to even get that jack under there. And then once I started jacking it up, the tires came up about an inch, and then I just watched the jack go right into the dirt. I was hoping the gravel base would hold it better. I just didn't have any room to get anything at all under it, but now maybe I got a half inch now. There it goes. Jack. Well, I got it up a little bit before it came down. It was doing really good, and all of a sudden the jack just went right into the ground. I didn't have any room to start with any wood under it at all. I was hoping to just be able to get the bus up an inch or two, and I did. I got all of this under there, so it did its purpose. Progress. We got some 4x4s under there now, and I got at least a piece of plywood under the jack, but you see it's maxed right there. That's as much as I can get. So we're gonna see what happens here.
How are we going? You just gonna tell me?
Until it maxes out, probably. Or if the jack gets buried. Jack's going down, but the tires are coming up too.
I can probably get 6x6s going right now. It's gonna stop and get them.
Yep, go ahead and stop. Let's go see what you got.
Close the door to that bus, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to hurry up because it's creaking and cracking. We're going to be good enough to get some wood under there now. We should have enough clearance when this comes down where I can get something big to support under that jack. But it's pretty much so ground level right now. It's only sunk in half an inch, maybe an inch. But it got us up 3 inches.
Close that door.
Oh shit.
In fact, I want to do that right now.
Yep, go ahead. Okay, we're gonna lower the jack here, and you'll see how much it sunk into the ground. Normally, I can just tap that. I might have done it just a little too tight. Here we go. Close.
There she coming up. Ohio pliable ground.
All right, we're gonna air this tire up a little bit. Hopefully that'll help raise the axle off the ground another inch or two. It's pretty low.
Got an axle. Got a couple of these back.
It had 10 psi in it.
Oh, I love how easy it is to work on all the links and everything. They're all.
So you gotta work on that drop box. And you gotta, or if you gotta replace a clutch, you gotta pull the engine out.
Yeah. And an angle.
So this tire,
46 month of 00.
46 week of 00. So it's 19 years old.
I was gonna say she could drink, but you can vote.
Raise it up some, but we'll check that inner one too. Every little bit will help here. Down there. Yeah, straight up now. Sometimes, yeah, the angle's bad for him.
She's at 80. She filled up quick. Did you get pictures of this thing when we were sitting when that tailpipe was on the ground?
No. But it's nice that it's up off the ground now.
It's off 10 inches.
Here's your air leak. The feed line here,
I'll take it up.
I'm going to twist that over so I can see it. That has broken off the top of what I think is the inversion valve, which is up there.
Yep.
And we're going to try and take that down. That's the relay valve there. I know that's what that is for sure. This is another thing I'm not positive what it's called, but I believe it is. That's the inversion valve. That's the only other valve back here. So we'll take it down. We're going to replace all these hoses anyways. Alright, so we got that octopus off there.
What's that?
Now I'm recording a video showing your hard work, all these hoses. Some of them just broke off in our hands. The other ones we cut off. Fittings are all messed up. They need to be replaced. Okay, so we have the valve cover off here. Everything looks clean. There's no rust or anything. What I wanted to make sure is that there's no stuck injectors. So you move the rack and the fuel injectors are all moving. Now, when I tell a story about runaways, I always used to check for a stuck injector like this. And then everything was moving, so I went to start the engine. I started it, the injector stuck and it ran away. So you have to actuate the injectors. So we're going to bar the engine over by hand, two full revolutions. And then if this still moves when it's after he's done that, then the injectors are fine.
So start.
Go ahead and turn it. Yep.
Clockwise.
Clockwise over there. Yep.
Okay. A lot of energy here. Takes a man for this, so we might need a
Bigger bar. I did give him the short one.
Yeah.
All right, let me go get him a bigger bar. You think it was?
Yeah, it's here.
Okay. All right, now let's go try it.
No.
That's not a good sign. All right, so hang on a second. Just turning it over.
So that all the way around twice?
Twice. We'll do 2 full revolutions. Everything happens on 1 revolution of this engine. So in one revolution, everything has happened in the firing order.
Is this a torque wrench?
Yes.
We're not supposed to do this with a torque wrench. This is commentary about an Air Force technician.
Well, I cranked it up to 450 just to see what it was how much pressure it was gonna take to go. So you're well under that. It hasn't clicked.
Okay, 1 revolution complete.
Rack is still moving. That's a good sign.
Huh?
Nothing. Keep going. I don't want to give you false hope.
That's me. 2 revolutions.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yep. Only because I like you to work because you're a banker. Nothing seized up in here. Everything's still moving. This bitch is going to start when we go to start it. Okay, you can stop. The hardest you've worked in a month? Without using your brain? There's coolant and everything. We checked it at the engine level. There is coolant down at the level. He's going to take our brand new snap-on hose pick here. And we're checking for coolant way up high. That is a shitty hose. I'm going to say there's nothing that would probably be leaking. Maybe not, because that hose clamp is back further.
Yes, the snap-on hose pick is a great tool. I'm pretty deep.
Yeah, usually that stuff's pouring out. Just go ahead and stop there. We'll add some to it until it comes out of there. Just leave it like that for now. Moving the wheels, the tire shop's gonna come pick them up. The detent, the hog ring broke off of this. This is the second one I've replaced. I had the ball detent that lasted like 2 years. The hog ring one broke off after just like a month. So I'm probably gonna go back to the ball detent on it. The fact that these have been rusted on there for 10 years and this little DeWalt 1/2 inch will take them off. That's pretty impressive. I just wish it wouldn't fall off the whole time. And I'm actually using a 3/4 inch drive socket on 1/2 inch, so I'm losing a little bit of torque value with that adapter in there too.
That's strange. Why do you think it made a difference when you put some?
I got the wheels off. The body's cribbed.
Relatively clean.
It's a leaky wheel seal. You can tell by the oil all over the brake drum and the brake shoes. So that had to come off anyways.
Okay. Is that something you need to order?
So this tire has seen better days. But look at this crack in the sidewall. I don't even see the date code on this. It's definitely a pre-2000. It's probably from early 90s would be my guess.
Oh, that's good. You can drive that one all the way across country. Ain't broke yet.
Tread like new. That's true. One wasn't doing it, so we stepped up to the big 1-inch gun. Lance, make sure it's going the correct direction. Spin it, just see which way it goes. It's going to be on
right.
forward. That's correct. That's the way we want. That's lefty loosey, righty, or righty tighty, lefty loosey over here. No, lefty. I can't even say it backwards if I try. Hold on tight. Banker. It's a mighty big tool you have, sir.
It's a mighty ferocious laugh too. Some air. The things that make me happy at 50.
Thank God somebody put never sees on them.
Huh?
Somebody put never sees on them, thank God. They'd really be stuck. The 1/2-inch gun just wouldn't do it.
It takes a lot of energy to run. I mean, it's putting out a lot of energy. It weighs a lot too. Hell yeah.
One more.
Oh.
All right, now I'll put the phone down to help you lift the wheel. So we went and got all new hoses made for this, and we zip tied the new hoses to the old ones, left everything hooked up, so it'll be easy for us to know what goes where. Don't want to mess around with the brake system. Those hoses were so ratty. That's one of the ones that just broke in half. Here's the Mc5 we're working on. There's a tour of the inside of it that I did yesterday. Glamorous Life of a Traveling Vintage Bus Mechanic, I think was the name of the video. So if you want to see the inside of it, you can do that. But exterior wise, it's real nice. Look at that suspension stayed aired up all day long today. We aired up first thing this morning. That's incredible. There's a DD3 brake chamber. We were here to buy these 8D batteries, but they only have these 4Ds. No. So we're here getting some coolant, some grease, rear end, gear oil, transmission fluid, some BioClean, just to treat the tank so there's nothing growing in there. Battery terminal cleaner. Just that kind of stuff. But I thought these were 8Ds down there until we grabbed it and realized it's a 4D. It's not quite the same. Okay, well that's the end of the day for today. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. We went and got all the supplies. Everything's ready to go. We'll fire it up tomorrow. Now we got batteries and everything. We're gonna do an oil change on it. Yeah, everything's going good. No major issues. We had to order the one part for the brake inversion valve. Other than that, we're ready to go. So everything's going real well today. By the end of the day tomorrow, I would anticipate that thing should be the tire guys. We got the tires off. Tire guys are coming to replace the tires. we took them off for them. They're going to pick them up, take them back to their shop, put the tires on them, and then bring them back to us, and we'll put them back on. That way we know they're torqued and everything. I got the one bad wheel seal in the back that needs to be addressed. We've already got the parts for that. We came prepared with that kind of stuff. I can't think of anything else, so we'll stay tuned for tomorrow's next video about what's going on with the bus. Hopefully you'll see it running and driving. If you have a chance to visit our Patreon page, we definitely would appreciate some more Patreon supporters. We also have the t-shirts and stuff on Teespring that are available. We also have the new hats that are on there, the embroidery done hats. They're real nice, and the trucker style hats. And then also we have the Instagram. If you're not following us on Instagram, we're trying to do a picture every day on there. Just something kind of fun for us. So if you have a chance, follow us on Instagram. I'll put the links to all three of those things in the description of the video. Thanks a lot. We're charging our batteries. They were down to 65%. I don't know how long they've been, sitting in the store like that. But this battery charging is brought to you by Script. Strong alligator clips. This one was at 12.3, is that what it was? And that one was at 12.5. So we're slowly getting the front tires up out of their hole. They're probably 3 inches, if not 4 inches into the gravel here.
It's moved.
It's all the way to, no, that thing's like 6 inches down there. Because this line is below ground level. So, well, maybe 5 inches, but yeah, that's a long, makes it hard to get. I had definitely using the low profile jack under there. So we're starting to get separation in between. Still pumping, or it's just hard to pump?
Coming up.
I'm super sore today, so I know Lance is sore today. Well, we got it dug out some, but we're still fighting it. It is spinning, so we're going to see if we can just dig it out enough to get the wheel off, and then we can get the jack under there better. That's probably the easiest way to go here. So, yeah, you can see how deep that tire was in there. We used the max throw on that jack just to get it up enough to where we could do what we just did. There was no getting the jack under there. So now we get under there, we can get the axle up on the other side a lot easier. All right, all 6 wheels are off. I'm ready for the tire shop to come pick them up. They're gonna mount them, balance the steers, and then bring them back, and then we'll put them on. That way we know that they're all torqued right. We got that wheel seal to replace, but I need to be able to release that parking brake, so I'm gonna have to hook up to that air chamber on that DD3, add some air to it to release it. It's all up on cribbing. The body is blocked, the axles are blocked, multiple points. Time to service the oil bath air filters. This is always fun on a bus that's been sitting for 10 years. Sometimes you get water inside of there. That really sucks. But I never want to start an engine without checking those. We're going to get in there now, start dropping them. I got a bucket to drain them into. I got a scraper to clean the bottom and some brake cleaning to help. So it's really about all you need. What we're going to do here. And then they have an oil recycling bin here where I can put the oil into the shop we're at. Otherwise, just take it to AutoZone or wherever they'll take the used oil. But we'll see how these come apart. Here's the first one. A little bit of water in there, but not too bad. Look like they've been recently serviced. At least the oil change in it. There's still quite a goop on there. Like a job for Lance. Add oil. Just fill it up to the top right there. That's pretty good. Just a little bit of dirt and shit on it. So this one I dumped the oil on it. It was full, but there's just a little bit of dirt in it. Not too bad. Just a small amount of dirt on the bottom to clean out. So these are clean, ready to go. One more to take down still. Cartridges are pretty clean at the bottom. We're adding coolant, and there's a coolant leak coming. So we gotta figure out what's going on. And it's running down over there. It's dripping back over there, but it's because it's running on that panel. So something's coming from up there in that radiator area. Okay, so the radiator is leaking somewhere in the radiator itself. So we're gonna have to pull it out to find out if it's something we can braze up. If it's a tube, we can. These are. We'll see what we can get. But it's definitely leaking out of the radiator. What do you got there?
I don't know what that was. Something just rolling around down there.
So it's dry all the way up. I only see it at the bottom.
Yeah. Dry on the sides. There's no moisture on the sides or anything.
I'll step down. Up on a step stool. Let me see in this way. If I can, there's not. Yeah, it doesn't even look wet this way. It's got to be that seam on that bottom plate. Something we could just solder up, I assume. So, I don't see anything wet back there on this side, but it's still pissing out. Good. It stormed really bad here last night. Drained a couple gallons of oil out of the engine just because it was overfilled. The oil is real clean that's in there. It probably had its last oil changed right when they ended up bringing it to this lot. We left the bay door open during the storm, not thinking about it. This is the non-windy side, but it must have caught it. It ripped the rubber off of it. The hinge came down. It won't come off.
It will not?
There's a catch, yeah.
Okay.
So have to just leave it balanced like that for now. We already knew we had one to replace. There's 2 bolts that hold it in the bottom. One of them's a real bitch to get to. And I already got all the tools to get ready to attack it, and it turned out they never even put the hard one back in last time. So that made it easy. It's a tight squeeze though. The bottom's a little expanded across the other.
Ah, I see.
Oh, you're hitting the hose at the top. You gotta tip it away. You're hitting that. Alright, let me get up there and help you.
That tilt when it goes in, that's what it's about.
Yep. I hate this radiator design on these buses. That's the seam right there.
Yeah.
No, it's under that because that's not a seam, that's just a bracket.
Yeah.
Alright, let's stand it up on this end. It's okay if the water comes out. We got to get under this.
Well, it just really just sits. It just sits in this channel. That's really all it does. Well, I guess it's spot welded.
So I'm taking off these brake chamber hoses here to replace them. The weather has really turned to shit. It's in the 50s, low 50s, 30-40 mile an hour winds, light to moderate rain off and on. It's a really uncomfortable day at this point. Get the rain gear on. And it's just a nasty day to work outside. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me. And everybody complains about the wind, but you get what you get, man. You think it's bad, you should be where I'm at. It's much worse. Got the new inversion valve from Chappie's, and he's gonna put it together now. So he's got to figure out the mess. You warm, Lance?
It's quite.
There it is, all done. Get ready to go in. Okay.
Our new net version valve octopus.
You lost the washer, the lock washer for it.
Check that in a second. I'm gonna go backwards. Around. Back here. These long ones head that direction.
This is where it gets complicated. Remembering what went where.
A couple things are no-brainers. So file line is not long enough. It is right there. Might have come down at a 90. It did come down at a 90, so it goes right in there.
So the 90 we probably have on the old hose.
No, it'll go in like this. It's supposed to, right underneath here. I can't imagine you made that hose too short for me.
What's this?
You know where that goes?
There's nothing hooks on that. Unless it goes into the middle of it, the outside is all rusty.
Just had to adjust the angle of the fitting.
You might have to remove your gloves to do this.
Oh, it might be tight.
Getting it all hooked up.
Oh, that's where our top piece goes, over there.
Yeah. That's the main feed line. That's right, I remember that now. So he's got everything dry fit, he's still got to tighten it all up, but just getting everything run.
What size are the outsides of these? 7/8?
I didn't see it all. Yeah, I believe those are 7/8. Which you laid over your head over there. Beyond the muffler. There you go. Check this. It's in Marion, Ohio. They got us all our brake parts and everything. Yeah. Not too much longer though, because it might rub the wheel.
Right. Look, we were having these made last year.
Yeah.
Their other shop wasn't all dressed out like this though.
There's your hose you need right there.
It's super flexible. Make that a reach.
I just love cool shops like this. All right, Lance. So tell me about your first bus. How'd you get into bussing?
So why do I have 3 buses? Is really what you're asking. Why would I be crazy enough to have 3? How'd I get through 1? Well, it's a pretty good story. I'm glad you asked.
Miss Budweiser, my 4106, is it's a pretty interesting story. My friend Bill has an Eagle 15. I don't know if it's on any of your videos or not, but I know you've worked on it. My friend Bill had an Eagle 15, has an Eagle 15. He's who got me into this mess. I wanted a big Rockstar bus with slides and all that, but I couldn't afford it. So I started looking online at different things I liked, and I really fell in love with the 4106. I thought that was a really good looking bus. It was beautiful. General Motors made it, and I saw that there were lots of them for sale on the bus boards and things like that, and they weren't too bad. So long short about this, my wife and I went on a cruise sometime in 2010 or something like that. And we had to get off the cruise, and she said, and she's gonna see this, so it's all right. She said, "Please don't divorce me. Please don't divorce me," because she had an anxiety attack. And she said, "Why don't you just get that damn bus you've been wanting to get?" And I said, "You know, baby, that's okay." But I put that up here. And the next year on Christmas, the day after Christmas, I had located a bus, ironically in Indianapolis. And a guy had it, and he had it on Craigslist, and it said, call for information. It's a 4106, it was red. It looked really cool. So I called the guy and said, "Hey, how much do you want for it?" And he's like, I don't sell things, I only barter." And I'm like, what are you talking about? How much money do you want? And I will tell you. He's like, "I don't do things like that, I just trade." I said, okay. So I'm like, well, I don't have anything to trade you that I thought was worth value. So I hung up and I called one of my buddies, Matt, in Virginia. I said, "Man, I found this bus. I really want to get it. The dude won't give me a price. What do I do?" He's like, "Why don't you trade your Trans Am?" I'm like, "I'm not trading my Trans Am. I had an 84 Trans Am 15th anniversary restored." So my wife came in and she said, "Why don't you trade the Trans Am?" Because she never liked the Trans Am. So I took a few pictures of it and I sent it to the guy and called him. I said, "Hey, why don't we trade for pinks?" And he said, "Bring that up here." So the day after Christmas, several years ago, many years ago now, I put my Trans Am on my car trailer and my friend Bill. We headed up to Indianapolis, and when we got to the bus, I was immediately in love with it. It was a custom coach. It had a really unique old vintage interior. It was covered with snow, and the guy had it running when we got there. And it had that Detroit just sitting there in the snow day after Christmas. And I was like, this bus is mine. And not only that, we had driven through what's a blizzard to get there. For living in Tennessee, a blizzard is anything over 1/2 of an inch of snow. There were 3 or 4 inches of snow, and it was everywhere. And pulling the Trans Am on the trailer behind the truck, it was squirrely getting out there. I was like, "There's no way in hell I'm taking this back." I said, so we worked out a deal. And to make the deal, how it all ended up, and some of you I've seen you post on Scott's things before, hey, how much does a bus cost, this, that, and the other. I got a custom coach that day. I think the trade was about $12,500 when I look at what my Trans Am was worth. And I was going to give him some cash, but I kicked in the trailer because I didn't want to pull the trailer back to Tennessee. Dumb decision. Don't sell your trailers. If you have an auto hauler, don't do it, because I missed it every day since. So I'm in about $12,500 at that point. And Bill, we tried to, got into it. We tried to turn the steering wheel. The wheel literally would turn like almost one half of a turn before the wheels even started to turn. And the guy came out and said, "I wouldn't drive that. I drove it from Muncie or something like that. I don't think it's too safe to drive." So I said, "Okay, well, I got to find some way to work on this." So I started calling around, and a place that will remain nameless in Whiteland, Indiana, that works on trucks and tires, said, "Yeah, we work on buses all the time. You need to bring that over here. Just bring it on over. We'll get to work on. Just have it towed in." And so I actually drove by there and visited with the guys. Had a nice shop. Looked like they knew what they were doing. There was a bus there at the time. So I went back home that night. And when I got in, the kids ran outside, and the wife came out. They're like, "Where's the bus, Daddy? Where's the bus?" And I said, "The bus isn't ready to drive." And "Where the hell is it?" said my wife. "Where the heck is it?" And I said, "Well, it's up, and I'm having it towed to this place." What's it cost to tow? And many of you know what it costs to tow a bus. It isn't cheap. So the next week they towed it to this unnamed place in Whiteland, Indiana, that works on tires and trucks. And they started working on it, and they'd call me, "Oh, you need this part." And I wanted an alignment done and wanted some airbags done. Oh yeah, we're getting to it. And they had it for 3 or 4 weeks, and then they called and they said, we've got this about as far as we're going to work on it. You need to come on up here. It's going to be $7,500. Bring your money and come and get your bus and get it out here. And I said, oh, good. It's all done. So I got my friend Bill, and we left, and we drove all the way up to Indianapolis to this place in Whiteland, unnamed, that works on tires and trucks. And we tried to bring the bus back to Tennessee. So we drove it out, and we drove across the street to put some fuel in it, and I shut it off, and I was putting some fuel in it, and I went to restart it. And long story short, the battery caught on fire. And I called them, what the hell? Why the cords had shorted out. Something was bad with that. And then we got it going, we got on the road, and the air, I know this now, but the airbags weren't up. So I was basically just riding down the road, just I'm like, is this how people rode in buses? And Bill's in the wheel, and he's turning, he's like, this is gonna kill us. We're not taking this back. I'm like, he's like, do you want to try? I'm like, hell no. And we went one exit and we went back. It took like an hour to do that. But on the way back, a miraculous thing happened. We were riding, bumping and then it smoothed out. And I learned what an air ride is like for the first time. And I later learned that whatever was leaking at the time, finally the compressor caught up with it, and the bus lifted up like an airplane taking off, and the ride, although Bill was still trying to steer it and we were going from lane to lane, he's laughing at me. It's not that funny of a deal. This is why we have people like you. So we get it back there, and I'm like, guys, this is crazy. And they're like, give us our $7,500 or we're going to do something in Indiana where we'll take your bus or something like that. And I said, well, can I leave it in the parking lot for the next couple of days while I figure what the hell I'm going to do? So I went home. Kids ran outside. Wife came outside. Daddy, where's the bus? And I said, well, and Jennifer said, where's $7,500 out of the checking account? So if you've done the math, 12.5 and 7.5, I'm up to right at $20,000 on this bus, $21,000. And I don't even have it back in Tennessee, and Mama's not happy. So I did what any person would do, and I went on the internet. And I told my story, help. I think it's on Bus Conversions or something like that. It says help, stuck in Indy. And nobody answered. And then I got this notice, says, hey, I live in Indianapolis. If you want, I'll go and get your bus. I'll take it to my house, and I'll fix it, and we'll see what we can do. And I'm like, well, what do I got to lose? And I've already paid someone $7,500. I don't know what to do. I also learned I don't have any of the right tools to work on this stuff. So I didn't even have text at the time. We emailed back and forth, and he came and got my bus, and he worked on it for 4 or 5 months, and I sent him money. And in April of that year, he drove the bus down to Nashville. And right now, he's the guy holding the camera right now while we film this. Scott was that guy. And Scott, I appreciate our friendship. I appreciate what you've built with your busgreasemonkey.com. We were talking about last night. It might have been your first bus. Might have been, besides your own, it might have been your first bus rescue. But you know, I trust you. I appreciate you, and you changed. I'm really weirdo. I really get a kick out of these buses, and you've taught me a lot. I'm not just a banker with clean hands. We've done a lot of wrenching. He brought that bus home to me in Nashville, and in the meantime, I built a barn to put that in, a 50 by 40 barn, and I think we spent the better of it the next year. Isn't that right, Scott?
Yep.
I think we spent the next year working on that 4106. And some of you ask about the number of buses, and I don't say this to brag. This is a fact. I think Scott knows the number. Scott, do you remember how much I have in that bus?
About 60, maybe.
$60,000 I have in that bus in the 4106, and I didn't put gold-plated walls on it or anything like that. But that's buying a safe tire. That's buying the proper things. That's $20,000 in the front end, and $7,500 to people that didn't do anything. When Scott and I were going through that, we found where they had put fittings together, dry fittings, and there wasn't even grease zerts, and there was no grease.
They put new tie rods on and didn't grease them. They were totally dry.
That's just one of the things. They ground off with a grinder. They ground off some of the lugs. unbelievable what they did and the things we found. But that's not their fault. That's my fault. And many of you that are watching this video, you're not going to have to do that because you've educated yourself with Scott's videos. You've learned about the site busgreasemonkey.com that you can go to, learn how to do these things. We have a forum. How many members are on the forum now?
I don't know. It's over 1,000.
Over 1,000 people that are in the forum alone. And then we have today 28,000 people that follow you on YouTube that are learning how to do this. So what a great gift. I learned the hard way. You can call me anytime and learn about the hard way. But Scott, thank you so much for helping me. And here we are on my third rescue, what may be my nicest custom coach ever. But man, I appreciate you. And thanks for what you do, brother.
Oh, you're welcome. And your $60,000 bus, you just had it appraised. What's it worth?
I had it professionally appraised, and it appraised for $22,500. And you could, maybe Scott will put some pictures up. It's a spectacular coach. It'll actually be in an upcoming movie. Patsy and it's about Patsy Cline and
Loretta Lynn.
It's called Patsy and Loretta. It'll be, I believe, on Lifetime Movies. It's a Sony motion picture.
It's a really nice bus, but that just goes to tell people that
Yeah.
you spend so much money that you're never going to get out of it. You have to get the enjoyment factor out of it.
And then we get it. We've taken that bus every place west of the Mississippi. I call it the hot girl at the parties, whatever. Wherever you go, people come running. You can be 4 Prevost in a line, and you come. I make fun of it. You come rolling in with that 2-stroke, and people come running and want to talk about it. And then they see a transverse engine in the back and see how clean it is. And you know that money we're talking about invested, hoses. Got those of you who are thinking about getting into this as I'm just gonna buy a bus and fix it up and it's gonna be real quick. It just, those hoses, you know, you're $50 a hose. The time to go get it done, unless you own a hose shop. But little by little over the years, I've had that bus 7 years. I learned the hard way about upholstery. Man, be careful in shopping for that and having people do that. But thank you for the compliments on the bus. So Scott's helped me with my 4106. It's a General Motors, former Budweiser bus. My MC8.
Yeah, it was Miss Budweiser because it was the Budweiser race team.
Yeah, it was with Anheuser-Busch. Bernie Little Racing with Anheuser-Busch. That's
That's
hydroplane racing.
Yeah.
So, Kerwin Elmers, his father founded Custom Coach, tells me that was Bud 1. It was the first conversion they did for Anheuser-Busch. Then I have my MC8, a 1976 MC8 custom coach conversion with an 8B71 and an Allison 740. We wrenched on that last year for a week and rolled it out of here. And then this is CC number 3. This is a 67 MC5 with a beautiful interior with a little love needed underneath the skirt, so to say. So we've been working on that.
All right. Well,
Man, thank you.
Hopefully tomorrow we'll have it running.
Probably start it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so we got the parking brake to release. Got a little air leak in here that we gotta figure out. There's something going on with the brake circuit still. It's exhausting partially out of the treadle valve up front. But we did get the
hammer I brought.
Okay, will you go step on the brake for me a couple times? So it is released right now, but we haven't got the drums removed because the brake shoes are seized to the drum still. He's gonna step on the brake. You should see this DD3 chamber. Okay, I'm gonna try and dial the slack adjusters back a little bit to bring them off of the drum a little. That might help. Go ahead and step on the brake. Hold it down. Release. Release. Set the parking brake. Okay, step on the brake and release the parking brake. It didn't release. There it goes. Now it's back on. The brakes are back on. That's where I want them, right there. Yeah, they're off right now. Okay. Cut adjuster a whole bunch, and now I have a spinning Drop. Okay, now I'm going to reset the slack adjuster. I backed it off a mile. Do it with two hands. Sorry, you don't dialed back in. The brake drum is moving. Go ahead and step on it. That's still a lot of movement. That's probably just the rust on the drum. Go ahead and release. It didn't release all the way. Step on it and then release. There it goes. I got to get a tape measure out. I can measure that travel. You don't want to see more than like 1 3/4. I think it's maybe it's more than that in the book on this, but usually about 1.5 inches is what you want to see. So just dial it down so it's tight, but the drum no longer moves. I'll back it off a 1/4 turn. Drum moves. Step on the brake. Release. It's not releasing all the way. Do it again.
Do it again.
There it goes. That's about 2 inches that moved from there to there. I'll get a tape measure and check it. Go ahead and step on it again.
Step on it again.
Release. Step on it. Oh, can't move it. Release. It's hung up again. It's not releasing again. Step it again. There it goes. Just keep greasing things up. Okay. So I got this one. I backed it off and then retightened it. Oh, it's still a little tight. It's all the way tight. A little over a quarter turn there. And I can spin it again. Oh my God. I can feel the shoes dragging. Oh, gotta loosen it up just a little bit more. Step on the brake. Release. It's not releasing. What air pressure you got? Yeah, it's not retracting all the way. Do it again. Yeah, add a little more air.
That side hasn't been greased either.
Okay. Step on them. So this side's not working perfectly. So we'll keep moving everything in. Coming out the exhaust. Kind of like the 82. Yeah. When they had that piece of gunk in it last year. We'll probably take it apart and clean it. There's probably something stuck in one of the O-rings on it. So we'll take it apart and clean it. If it doesn't fix it, then we'll replace it.
We'll be able to get it anywhere.
So we knew this had a leaky wheel seal on it. Obviously, I had it for a while. When we took it off, the brake shoes just opened up like that. The spring's missing on it. So we'll have to replace the spring. We did find 2 pieces in there. It must have just rusted off. But we'll get them all cleaned up. Get the hub off here. Replace the seal. Clean up the drum. And go from there. The drum's mostly rusty, but there's a lot of crap in it. That's all that came out, like 10 drops of water.
Yep.
That's not very fun.
Right.
There's still more in there. Let it keep coming. Open it back up.
It is. It's fully open.
Oh,
But I still got pressure back on this inversion valve.
okay. That's from the brake chamber.
So let's go ahead with take 2 on this particular procedure. But go ahead, Scott. What are we doing?
I'm trying to find the seam on the axle cone here. I'm trying to remove these axle cones. So we ran this has puller, so you can push a couple bolts in to give a little bit of slop in it, and then you just hit it with the sledge back in, and then it pops these out a
So
little
watch
bit.
what happens. I'm gonna get close. When he depresses on this,
There's a little, one side's flat, one side's got the skinny thing where
they
it goes in.
expand.
Yep.
There they go.
Pulls it out.
Boom.
How many are there typically? 3?
I think there's 5. 1, 2. There's 4 on this bus. Every bus is different. Like Eagles have them on all 10 of them.
Very good. Now we got an axle out.
Now I should be able to do that. Environmentally friendly catch bucket.
And we'll pull out this shaft. Yeah, very nice. She's had grease in her. That's a wow. Fits nicely.
I should have brought my socket. I imagine you brought one, right?
Yeah, and I just, look at that.
Yeah, there's no pretension on.
No wonder the wheel seal's leaking. Wow. That's the one that holds everything tight. I mean,
Yeah, we're probably looking at cones, which I didn't get.
let's see what we got. 1.
You got a whole turn on it?
Ah.
You got like 2 hand turns.
Yeah, so maybe half a turn, but that was just to go snug with my greasy fingers. But
This bus right rear was not maintained very well.
yeah, I think we need to maybe pull off your left rear too, then just inspect it if this one was like this. Especially because that one has evidence that the hub's been pulled over there. Okay. Now to do this without dropping it in the dirt.
See, look.
Rusty.
Jury says.
Looks good. See any major marks.
The innie's not too bad. Or the Audi. Kirk, you got some towels? Low battery. Ugh.
There's no chunks of nothing in there. That's good. Thank you, sir.
Still rolling here.
Alright, I'm gonna pull it off. I'll set it. I don't know if it's gonna fit in that bucket. Yeah, it will. Put it face first in that bucket so that oil pours into there. Definitely was a leaky wheel seal.
Annie, how's the journal feel?
It's not bad. It's not the problem. There's a tiny little groove on it, but it's just visible. It's not. I can't feel it. There's a lot of oil was leaking out of there though for a long time to be that built up like that. Okay, starting to get this all cleaned up here. Ready to go. And got the old seal out. I'm going to put the new seal in. I don't know if it shows me what the part number is on there. Might help somebody out with an MCI. But yeah, no, everything looks real good. The surface looks fine. They're orange. They certainly didn't look orange earlier. Alright, I'm adding oil to the transmission. So far I've added 2 gallons and it's not even registering on the dipstick yet. So, well, I added 1.5 gallons and it wasn't on the dipstick. I just put another ½ gallon in, and as soon as it's done draining here, I'm going to check it, but it needs a lot. Took 1 gallon, but it's full now. It's got sight glass on it. In there, and James, a YouTube fan, stopped by and he helped out. I put him to work today. He also bought me a really cool care package. I'll show you later. Lots of cool stuff in it. That was awful nice of him. So we just got the radiator back from the radiator shop. What'd the radiator guy say, Lance?
He said that somebody recorded this, but when they did it, they didn't put it back together, and it literally left an open seam in the bottom. He's like, this has never held water. So it's basically a brand new radiator that wasn't. Remember the other day I was like, oh my gosh, there's not even a bug in
Looks
here.
so good, yeah.
So that's why. It was a brand new radiator, had never even been tested.
Okay.
So,
well, it's gonna be tested now. $200, is that what it was?
$200, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
In Nashville, nothing. Take it in there, through here.
And now it's stuck behind that thing?
Yeah, because the inside pulled back. Yeah, laugh it up, bust grease monkey.
Give me my socket back, bitch.
Okay, lift that up. Lift it. Don't leave me hanging. Got a different angle. Nice and straight. That's gonna look great.
James put some of these corrosion preventers on the battery terminals. So now we gotta clean the battery terminals up. We're getting ready to start it for the first time here in a couple minutes, but we're just going through making sure the emergency stopper is working. The flapper for it. I couldn't get it to move my hand. We're gonna see if the solenoid will move it.
All my lights came on. All my bay lights are on.
Okay, we just added power to it.
Let's try service lights.
Nope.
Nope.
So not the starter. That's start.
Emergency stop.
There you go. No, that's not working. Okay. All right, let me get in there and manually try to get it to move a couple times. Emergency flapper has seized. The shaft is steel inside this aluminum little guide that it goes through. So we're trying to get it apart and then we can get it working. But we need to be able to move the flapper.
It's the emergency flapper.
Oh, dropped it.
Here.
Come around a little bit. Keep wiggling. The flapper is tripped now. Got that far. Alright, let me get the screwdriver and pound it out some more. Alright, we're going to try to start it. I'm going to hold the rack in the off position for 10-15 seconds of just turning it over. And then at that point we're going to give it a go to try and start. We've freed up the emergency flapper. Man's going to try to operate that in there. And we'll see how this goes.
Crank it anyway to see if we can pump stuff moving through the water up there?
I'm just holding it off. I'm just gonna turn it over so the starter works.
Okay. Pump it a couple?
Yep. Whoa, stop! Holy shitballs.
What?
Fucking fireball just shot off in here. We got a bad ground. We'll shut the battery off. Did you see a flash of light in there or no? You can bring that camera over here. So a giant flaming ball of shit just came off of that ground down there.
What's that?
The ground of the starter.
Right here?
The one where it goes to the frame on it. Might be hot, be careful.
What, it's not grounded?
I'll let it start yet.
I'm just gonna like
Tap it.
tap it.
Yep.
Ready?
Hang on, Kelly, can you see this bolt right here? This is where
Right
I
here's
want
what
you
you're
looking
looking
in.
You want me to get in there?
No,
No, right here.
where Lance is right there.
Right here.
Shine.
See that bolt that's lit up by the light?
There you go. That's what you're doing.
See that one that's like lit up?
Right here.
Let me.
This.
Yeah.
So you fall back from startling.
Okay. We're gonna just turn it over for 1 second.
Gonna bump it once?
Yep. No sparkies that time. Go ahead.
How many seconds do you want me to let it run?
2 seconds.
How many?
2. Yes. Still got full control of the rack. Okay. Go ahead.
How many seconds?
2. Okay. I'm gonna let it start this time.
You filming?
She runs.
Step on the butt there, buddy. Gave your husband a good game. That was frowned upon in the Air Force, just to let you know.
You filming?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm taking a bath in hydraulic fluid, so I gotta stop.
What happened?
I'm taking a bath in hydraulic fluid. We have a slight problem in here with a hydraulic hose that we knew was leaking, and I'll start it up here and we'll see it get a little leak here. Go
Ready?
ahead. Yep, go ahead.
Oh, I shut everything off. Stand by. I shut off the master and everything up front.
So we filled the power steering up. It's the power steering fluid that's leaking. We knew that it had a little bit of a leak. I didn't know if it was a pressure hose or just a return hose. But it's obviously pressure. Might even be coming out on top of that too. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. That's all we needed to see.
What happened?
Fluid spray everywhere.
Okay, did you get what you wanted?
Yeah. More than I wanted. So left turn signal is working, right turn signal rear is not. I'm gonna go up front. Okay, so try the right. This one? Left works, rights don't. Neither right does. Headlights? No flashers. Try your headlights. Oh, yeah, those are working. The marker lights up top are on. Headlights? No. Nope, yep. Oh, they're dim as shit though. You don't hold the battery. Well, see, the detent's falling off, but if you don't hold the battery up from the bottom, you gotta like push it up. Otherwise, the damn thing don't work either.
This damn thing that doesn't work is brought to you by DeWalt.
I'm so exhausted, dude. I don't know how you're going.
All right, James has set the bar really high now for people when they stop by and visit me, because this is all the little care package that he brought me. It's got the pig mat in it, the pig wipes, a couple of them, degreaser, brake cleaner, starting fluid, a couple cans of PB blaster, more brake clean, some RTV, and gloves. That's one way to get me to wear gloves. Bring them. I really do wear them quite often. I take them off when I get to shoot the video, and then I forget that they're not on. That's why you don't see them. But anyways, that was awful nice of him to bring me all that stuff when he stopped by. And then he helped out working on the bus for a couple hours today. Helped us do the brakes. He helped us put the batteries in, clean the battery connections. He gave us a bolt for the batteries that we needed. He did some other stuff too. I can't remember what, but he was here for a few hours giving us a good hand. So that was great. Nice of him. Thanks, James. Forgot, James also gave me some silicone hoses, a couple different sizes, 3-foot sections. I use that stuff a lot. It's awesome. Well, the bus has its new wheels on it, and it's sitting back down on its wheels. We put blocks under it just so that we'd have more clearance under there to finish up any last minute things, and so it doesn't sink down in, and it can just drive right off of those. Everything was pretty much a success today. We have one problem, that the parking brake valve that we got is the wrong one. We have a PP1 and it requires, is it a PP2 that it takes, or is it called something else? PP2. So just finishing up. For the day, we're going to come back and finish up a week from 2 weeks from today. I had to think. Everything went good though, right, Lance?
Yep.
You happy, man?
Yeah, she runs. She's gonna drive out of here like she drove in. She's gonna have newer, better hoses than she had from the factory. Shout out to Chappie's from yesterday, the place that Scott went in. They made everything this week for us on the fly. It was quite impressive.
Yep, they did good. We got a few broken hinge issues, to work out. Our dissimilar metal corrosion is becoming a slight problem on here. Everything seems real solid. It's mostly just little fittings. But no, she looks pretty. Just gotta go pick up all our tools and clean up. We're gonna go out to eat and celebrate tonight. And tomorrow I'm heading back to Indiana. If you don't already subscribe to our channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Also check out our Patreon page if you're interested in trying to help support us. We also have the new Instagram as well. I think that's about it. We'll be back on this one 2 weeks from today. Yep. Spraying out.
550 climbing. Huh?
Okay, that's good.
I mean, I haven't fast idled it yet.
No, that's fine.
I
I want to check. We had a sticky throttle, so I lubed up all the linkage with some aero coil. Stuff's amazing if you've never used it before. Just hit the different little joints, and then where it goes back into the tube there, and now it works on its own. At first it was running, it stuck. He gave it a little throttle and it stuck. So to try to free it, he pushed it down further, and then it just got stuck further. So I pulled the pedal up, and it made it stop it. But yeah, I just lubed it up. Now it's all responsive on its own. So in just a little bit here, a couple more things to do, and we should be able to have this thing going for a little test drive around the lot here. The shutdown's not working because somebody moved it out of the way. So we just need to loosen it. Just gonna show. Have you moved it yet or no?
I haven't moved it yet. The washer just broke off of it.
So the little air cylinder couldn't touch it. It wouldn't make contact with it.
Oh, maybe I do.
It was already on. Now it's on off.
All right, on.
It's quiet. Just flick it a few times and see how it responds. Stuck? Okay. We'll continue to work on that. One thing that I didn't lube up was that part right there. Spring on that. Go ahead and shut it down, test the shutdown. Okay. So nail that pedal all the way to the floor right now. So it's just not returning all the way. Okay. So I'll keep lubing it. Ready to start it. We're going to air it up and then move it. So push that throttle pedal down. It shouldn't, yeah, so there's no difference there, but if you give it a little throttle and then let go. Huh. All right, we'll keep working on that. You can use your heel on it right now.
Like that. That's some torque.
Yeah.
My other buses have never, well, the transverse.
Yeah.
Feel that?
Uh-huh.
That's some juice.
Push the clutch in. There's no air pressure right now.
Yeah. That ain't much of a help.
What's it at right now, air-wise?
20. Give her some air.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't trust the fast idle?
No, I do not. Go ahead, pick it up.
About 50 pounds of pressure. Air's coming up quick now. I wonder if this is 24 volt. Is that possible? There's two different lighters. Okay, we're at 70 pounds. Buzzer's off.
Okay.
Still building.
Okay, push the clutch in. See if you can get it to go into first.
Okay, it's easier now.
Is that second?
We'll do first. See if I can roll off the
go to second.
Can't get anything now. Stay away. Get your body. Says I should be at 100 pounds before I try to move it.
That's just the brakes.
Wouldn't have anything to do with the air clutch engaging.
No. You can't get second anymore. It won't go back to 2.
Going up to 90 pounds here. There's second.
Okay. You got the
I
brakes.
don't like you being between.
Have you released the brake?
Yeah.
Okay. You want this door closed a little bit so you don't rip it off if you're in reverse instead of second.
It's pretty high. It was in second. Gotta get her down into 1. There's second.
And you can't let the clutch out in second.
I can.
Let's see if it'll roll it off just a little bit. We only want to go forward a foot. Brakes are on still.
Oh, they haven't been released.
There, they're off. Let's go for second then. Is that reverse?
That shouldn't have been there.
That was reverse. So something's going on with the reverse solenoid. So stop right now. Go ahead and shut it off. That's what I was afraid of. It's okay. We learned it before you went off the blocks. So the reverse solenoid, they must have parked it in reverse and it's stuck right now. So we got to get it to go back. That's what the problem is. Take it back to neutral right now.
Our brakes are not on.
Set your brakes.
Okay, I need a tool to do that.
Just push the bottom up while you lift on the top. There's a little pin that sticks out at the bottom.
Got it.
Yeah, go ahead and start it. What was that?
Starter didn't engage or something.
I got those rear doors open. Let me go close them.
Okay.
Okay, put it in first. That's a good sign.
I don't have enough air, I think, to get the brakes on.
What are you at?
16. It's coming up quick there.
Yeah, that's fine. Let it build up. You got to step on it to get it to release.
Probably should wait till I have a little bit more.
Yeah, because if you need to use them, you want them. Is it pretty much stopping itself?
Yeah.
Does it feel like the brakes are sticking?
Yeah.
You're still in a hole.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead and come on forward. Just a little bit. Okay, go ahead and stop there for a second. Set your parking brake. Okay, go ahead and close this door. And you think you can do a circle without remembering you don't have reverse?
I don't think I can turn a circle. We'll try.
You want to try for reverse here?
Have to use the solenoid.
Go forward off those blocks before you do that. So go forward like 5 feet.
Got 90 pounds.
Go for reverse. Your brakes are on. It's okay. I had a feeling of that because of how hard it was.
Yes. The brake.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and release your brakes. You got to step on it too, right? Close this door. Test your brakes hard. Nice. I think come forward about 10 more feet. Can you just let off the clutch without using the throttle? A little bit more. Yeah, you don't have to slip the clutch that much by adding throttle first. You should be able to just release that clutch.
Like the brakes are on.
After you jacked on them hard.
This isn't rolling anywhere. I found that strange.
Yeah, you look like you're downhill a little bit, like it should want to roll. Mash the brake hard and then release. There it goes. Okay, stop. Yep. Okay. Now go back to neutral. So it won't go into first. So it's stuck in reverse.
Smoking big time.
I'm gonna go tap. Yeah. Just taking it for a little test drive. Lance driving his bus for the first time on a road. Going right across it. as hard as you can. If you don't think you're going to get it, just go back there more.
Go back here more.
Yeah. Put it in neutral and set the parking brake. And come on out. Oh, it's dripping in my hair. Put your hand on there, see if you can figure out where it's coming from. Okay. They're open tomorrow?
Yep.
Good. Go ahead and shut it off. We're just losing fluid. Okay, I'm with Lance.
I'm back.
Tell us about what happened today with your bus. How'd it go?
Today was, well, I actually called Jennifer, my wife, and I said, baby, you know how I tell you whenever you replace everything, you just need to replace all of it because the weakest link is going to blow up? And she's like, let me guess, something blew up today. And yeah, so as you probably saw in the video, Scott came on over from Indianapolis this morning, and I got there about 7 o'clock and replaced all of the high pressure hydraulic lines with regard to the power steering in the back of the Mc5 we're working on. And I kind of got my feelings hurt because I couldn't get a certain fitting on, and I went and did something else, and then Scott did it in about 5 seconds. He reached in there blindly. He's like, oh, I got it. I asked him not to tell me that he did it so I wouldn't be mad, but then I asked, did you do it? And he said, yeah, I did it in about 5 seconds. And then I went Rumpelstiltskin through a little fit. But yeah, we were driving the bus. We worked hard on it today. We got it cranked up. We had some issues with the reverse in the video. I'm sure Scott maybe mentioned that. The reverse solenoid was stuck. It would, when the people brought the bus in 10 or 15 years ago, they had it in reverse when they pulled it in, and they left it there. No fault of theirs. They left it in gear, and it kind of corroded. And we beat the hell out of it, and it still doesn't work. We can get it in reverse if we need to, but we decided to take it for a drive right before the sun went down, and just real short little run. And as we dropped into second gear, and I gave her some juice, and I need to tell you, for a bus that's been sitting 15 years, it really spun up pretty good. I was impressed with how it spun up. And then the steering wheel all of a sudden jerked to the left real fast, and you can hear it in the video. We didn't know it at the time where it blew, but I was pretty sure something had let go. And by the time we got the bus turned back around like that. But so tomorrow morning we'll get up. Thank goodness here in Marion, Ohio, there's a place called Chappie's that you all saw in a video a couple weeks ago. The place with all the really cool stuff. We'll go in there and they'll make us 4 lines, and we will have a complete. We will not have any hoses on the bus that I'm aware of that carry any pressure. Am I correct, Scott?
That's correct.
We won't have any. Every hose in the bus will be new. Thank goodness there's a place here that I was able to find here in Marion, Ohio, that was able to do that. So tomorrow morning we're going to place those lines, and I bet you'll be seeing us going from here to Columbus, to Cincinnati, to Louisville. That's our goal for tomorrow. Anything else?
No. Yeah. Tell the story about.
The time I got to be a bus grease monkey?
Yeah.
Oh, I will. I'll be glad to tell the story. So a couple weeks ago, you heard my stories about how Scott helped me for years and would always come to my rescue, and we worked on my Miss Budweiser, my 4106. So a couple years after we met, it was a January night. It was like the middle of January, and my phone rang. It was Scott. I'm like, oh man, maybe Scott's coming through town. And he's like, hey, call me. And I called him. He said, hey, I'm broke down on the side of the road in Kentucky. Can you help me? And I was so excited because this was my chance to help the guy that had been helping me. And my wife, Jennifer, was like, you get going. You go help Scott. He's helped us with everything. So what had happened was, Scott, you can help explain a little bit. It was Scott, the guy, again, making this. Scott was broke down. And he said, what happened? Your radiator, your fan hub came apart?
My fan came off. It went right through the radiator.
Went right through the radiator. And he may have posted this video, but it went through and sliced it. It was something you have to see. It was pretty amazing. But I didn't know that. And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I went to Lowe's in Nashville, and I bought all these torches, and I bought all this solder.
and he had gotten to a rest area in Kentucky, and I came rolling up, and of course a bus broke down in a rest area is a real, everyone was kind of looking around, what are these guys doing? I don't know how many hours we did spend at that, but we, on that radiator, we separated every, what are those called, the horizontal pieces that the water runs down through?
Tube.
Every horizontal tube on that radiator, we took and spread apart. We took a knife and broke it apart because the blade had cut it and sheared them off. We took every single piece, we spread it with a knife, and then we filled every one with solder, squeezed it. I don't know how long it took us, a couple hours.
It was
2 or 3 hours. We went through that whole thing. And he drove it home that night to Indianapolis. I think you had to, what'd you have to do? You had to stop and fill it up with a hose through the window or something?
Every 50 miles I had to keep adding, because even though we had it soldered, it was still leaking. And I could make about 50 miles before I'd have to fill it up.
And that was on this spot. That was on...
that was on Lenny.
On Lenny.
He's only ever broke down one time, knock on wood, on the road.
And I got to save him.
You did.
I got to go do it. So that was a true American bus grease monkey story. And we worked our butts off today, so I'm having a Budweiser and enjoying this beautiful evening. And anyways, I wanted to tell you that story.
It was a good story. And yeah,
awesome.
he saved. He really helped me out because I didn't have a way of getting in. I didn't have solder with me. I didn't have a propane torch to do it. And
we got it home. How many miles did you drive home that night?
I was 200. I was like 200 and something, 250 miles. I was at exit 1 rest stop into Kentucky from Tennessee.
Yeah, he was at the Welcome Center.
Yeah.
They were loving that. Cooling everywhere, guys soldering. It was something. We got home.
Yeah, we pulled the fan out. We sawed the fan blade tips down. It was crazy. It worked.
I love getting calls like that. So if anyone's near Nashville and that happens, you can call me.
Or for a mortgage.
Yes, or for a mortgage. No, thank you for the plug again.
Yeah.
I don't look like this when I do mortgages, though.
They'll be disappointed.
I have a suit and tie, and you can check us out at studiobank.com if you want to check that out. Studiobank.com, we're the first new bank in Tennessee in 10 years. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Thank you again.
No problem, brother.
So we stopped at Menards this morning. We needed to get some oil dry to clean up that mess we made in the parking lot last night.
Because we're good, responsible bus grease monkeys.
Yeah, that's right. And then I used these Tyler's the other day, and he told me they sell them at Menards. They just worked amazing, the way that the cam action works on them, and they grab tight. I really liked them. And they were like 40 bucks. So not on the cheap tool side, but they really grabbed, and for adjustable kind of pair of pliers. But good quality.
So yesterday was a bittersweet day as we drive this morning to work on the buses from all that mess. But I got a text last night from Jay and said, got some not so good news. My Mc5a that we rescued last year has fixed windows, and there was another bus here last year that's since gone, but I bought all the windows out of it. It was $1,000 for all good glass sliders on an Mc5a, so that way I could, park or use it, and maybe in the fall have the windows open without having to buy peninsula windows or something. So last night, right before we blew the hydraulic line, we get a text from Jay. Not so good news. My guys just cut a turn and every single window fell off the pallet loader and broke every single window, so now I don't have any windows to figure this out. But hey, this is life as a bus junkie. I shoot up with bus every day, and it's just a little bit of a crash. Oh well, we'll figure. If anybody else has some sliders for an Mc5a, please contact me or Scott. Or know a really good glass guy that can do it for less than $1,000. So there's a.
Let's go do the oil dry first.
Yeah, let's go clean up our mess. Oh shit! And here she is. Here's I haven't named her yet. Iron Man. She held air overnight. She held air fine. Well, let's get started and see what we can get done. Yeah, when that's closed, it's not going to let air in. It's kind of a sealed compartment.
So I got the hydraulic lines off. There's the one that was broken. It was real brittle. The rest of them, they looked really good shape compared to the ones in the back especially. But looks can be deceiving. And Lance has got the destination glass out right now. And there's 2 giant bird's nests and a whole bunch of wasp nests up there.
Nice clean clean track. I could probably get the glass in pretty easy. It's perfectly clean.
Yeah.
It's fiberglass.
So we got all the bay doors back on. Another step towards heading down the road. Looks a little better too. He fixed the hinges that were broken on the rear doors, and that front door had a broken hinge that he fixed also, that little driver compartment. We have a little bit of a coolant leak. You can see it under there. That's from overnight. Haven't quite figured out where it's coming from though. Don't see anything wet in there. The only thing even remotely wet that I've seen is this little hose has a drip on it there, but I haven't seen it actually drip off. Got the bus up on some ramps. Lance greasing up a couple things under there for us, the drive shaft and the brake cans. Get through there. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. So do you want to go get fuel first?
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on those two gauges.
Is that on your side?
That's our lifeline. Yes. Take it a little higher up on the governor before you shift.
Straight as an arrow.
That's good. Just testing things out.
Yep. No, she stopped.
Brakes are stuck. The brakes feel like they grabbed a little.
Yeah, she stopped on her own. Are they going to overheat?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it? get them to release. Is that better? It's rolling on its own now. Okay.
So they're sticking?
Yeah,
Just use to get that loose?
I think so. She didn't bring that temperature gun.
Go back and get it?
Yeah, this drive doesn't turn into a circle, does it?
That?
Yeah.
No.
Something feel weird?
Do you think it feels weird?
I thought I felt a weird vibration.
Smoking a lot.
A shit ton?
Yeah, white smoke. Smoking a lot there. Get on the highway?
Yeah. Feel good?
I don't know if it just killed or not. It's got a lot of power. I'm not even in it.
How much smoke you putting out?
Feel bad.
Should clear up.
Smoking pretty good. White smoke.
Oh, you can still see the road behind you, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good is where you can't see the road.
It's gas in my mouth. Alright, we're at 60 plus pounds. Temp is it's above 100.
Okay.
Speedometer doesn't work.
Doesn't it feel okay?
Let's try and push this up. Temperatures between 100 and 200. Not smoking too much anymore.
Thank you, light.
Huh?
I said, thank you, light. They waited for us to go through before it turned yellow. Could have done without that.
Huh?
So we could have done without that. Right there. Tag. Just finishing picking up. There he goes. Radiator is 100% full, so if you see some fluid coming out of that right, that's just the overflow. As it heats up, it's going to kick a little bit more out. Smoking a lot less than it was this morning on the first trip. It's amazing what a few miles will do. After about 50 miles, it won't smoke at all. Pulled in at a truck stop. I went ahead and fueled up, and we shot all the temperatures on his, and right above the thermostats was 183 on both. Engine oil level was a little bit above full, but it was at a weird angle when I filled it this morning, so I think it's just got a little bit extra oil in it. So here he comes. We've gone about 100 miles already. Cruising on down the highway. Doing about 65 miles an hour.
All right, he made it to his goal, making it to Louisville, and I followed him all the way to Cincinnati. Bus had no issues whatsoever. From Cincinnati, I headed back north to Indianapolis, where I made it back home. And then tomorrow I'm going to get my bus on the road and get it the engine break-in process started. He's going to have a friend meet him in Louisville tomorrow and follow him all the way back to Nashville. But he should make it no problem. The bus did great. It was running real strong, climbed all the big hills, no problem. It did great. If you get a chance to click the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. And stay tuned for a video of my bus tomorrow, getting the last minute tweaks and then getting it on the road for the break-in procedure.